Hey everybody, this is Britt with Vine Dresser Lawn and Landscape. Today we're going to go over gray leaf spot in St. Augustine grass. Before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when we put out more videos. Um, Today we're going to go over the symptoms of gray leaf spot, the developmental factors, the cultural control, management tips, and then chemical control for gray leaf spot. So let's go over the symptoms. I got some pictures pulled up here online, and so if you start to see your St. Augustine grass going yellow, looking dingy, maybe even looking drought stressed, it could be gray leaf spot. And so you want to get down into the canopy, start looking at the leaves, and you'll see these lesions on the leaf blade. And so there'll be a white oval spot in the middle, and then around it, dark gray, brown, tannish outline. And here you can see that the leaf blade is kind of yellowing out, and it's got spots on it. And then this right here, you can see it almost looks drought stressed, but you can see the lesions on the blade. And then this is what it can turn into, is just a bare area, and then you'll have like the remnants of some runners that are fully yellow. So if your grass is looking rough, drought stressed, and you see yellow starting to yellow out, get in the canopy, see if you see those lesions. On St. Augustine, we know it's gray leaf spot. Developmental factors. So it's most commonly found in St. Augustine, but you can see it. Bermuda and centipede can get it. The disease is most active from June to August. That's when we're getting heavy rains, humidity's coming in, nighttime, daytime temperatures are right, and just long periods of wet grass. And so the conditions for it: gray leaf spot develops between 77 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the nighttime temperatures get above 65 degrees, and it requires 14 hours of continual leaf wetness, high humidity, improper irrigation, increasing susceptibility. Excessive nitrogen also promotes disease development. So if you've got gray leaf spot, you definitely don't want to put nitrogen on the lawn. You want to treat the lawn for gray leaf spot. And when are you fertilizing? June through August. And so there's that ebb and flow, that give and take of, like, if you see the disease coming, you need to stop the fertilization and treat the disease, and then come back, fertilize when disease is no longer prevalent. Cultural control, leaf wetness management. You want to irrigate properly early morning so that the rest of the day has time, your lawn has time to dry out. I personally irrigate my lawn at 3 in the start at 3 in the morning. That means it's done by 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's got the rest of the day to dry out. Mowing practices. You want to mow often. You want to mow frequently. If you're letting your St. Augustine grass grow really tall, and then you're mowing it bi-weekly, you're coming in, you're cutting more than a third of the blade off. All that's falling back down into the canopy, contributing to the thatch layer. And it's going to keep your St. Augustine can get really thick, and it can hold water. And so if you're mowing bi-weekly, it can get really thick, have a whole bunch of dead grass laying in with it, and that holds moisture, creates more, and then add that to humidity, and gray leaf spot can grow. And then you want to properly apply nitrogen. So you don't want to over fertilize. If you see gray leaf spot in your lawn, you don't want to fertilize. You're going to create more of a stress problem. We as a company put down like roughly 1.75 to 2.25 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square foot on St. Augustine, and that is split over May, June, July, and August time frame. So whatever that equates to, maybe a half a pound, 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen every 6 weeks. But if you do see gray leaf spot, stop fertilizing. Management tips. All right, you want to reduce the thatch in your lawn. That comes from proper mowing. That comes from, you can top dress the lawn with sand, and that also comes from I would be very, very gentle if I was going to do it, to lightly rake the thatch out of the lawn, but really proper mowing, proper watering, proper fertilization. Don't go excessive on the fertilization, on nitrogen fertilizer, and maybe top dress that lawn with sand if you've got a big thatch problem. You want to irrigate. You want to irrigate properly. You want to do it early in the morning so that it gives your grass time to dry out. If it, here in Wilmington, it can rain all day long. It's July 17th. It's been raining probably since 8 o'clock, on and off all day. It's 11 o'clock now. So it's been raining on and off, and it's probably going to rain all day. And so I would shut my irrigation off, and I would let my lawn dry out before I irrigate it again if I had St. Augustine. Avoid weed killers. If you see gray leaf spot in the lawn, I would definitely not spot spray for weeds. Every herbicide label says that it can damage the lawn if it has disease issues, if it's already stressed out from disease, stress, or drought, that a herbicide is going to magnify that stress. And so herbicides are going to magnify that gray leaf spot stress. Air circulation, air and light circulation. And so we tend to put St. Augustine in shaded areas because it's the most shade tolerant, but that is a breeding ground for gray leaf spot. Because the grass isn't properly dry, it's not drying out properly. And so to combat that, you can remove shrubs, you can trim trees, you can even remove trees if you need to, but you want to remove as much of that shade as you can so that you can let sunlight come in, so that air can circulate and the grass blades can dry out. You want to mow properly. And that means mowing often and not taking more than a third of the grass blade off at any given time. You want to mow when the grass is dry. Mowing wet St. Augustine, you're just going to create more of a wet canopy for a longer period of time. If you do have gray leaf spot on the lawn, in the lawn, you might want to bag. You want to bag the clippings so that you're not spreading that to other parts of the lawn. You want to control for chinch bugs. Get it on an insecticide program. Make sure you don't have chinch bugs that might magnify the stressed out, the grass being stressed out from gray leaf spot and chinch bug damage together. Could be the Thanos snap on your St. Augustine in areas. Fungicides. So use as needed, along with proper turfgrass cultural practices. They should be applied as a preventative measure, June, July timeframe, repeated every 14 to 21 days as those conditions for gray leaf spot arise. You want to rotate fungicides to prevent resistance. So how would you treat it on your own? Go into Lowe's and Home Depot. You want to go into the insecticide fungicide label in the garden center, and you want to look. Let me backtrack. Before you get to Lowe's and Home Depot, you're going to want to measure the turf of your lawn. The square footage of your turf, so that you know how much you need to treat. And so personally, my lawn is about 9,000 square feet of turf. So I would go into Lowe's and Home Depot. I would find the fungicide. I would grab the bottle. I would read the back of the bottle. I would start reading the label, and I would make sure that it is labeled for gray leaf spot. And I'm going to go over some fungicides, and then you can look at these chemical names. And if the fungicide at Lowe's and Home Depot has that chemical name, it should be good to go. You've got the turf square footage measured. You've read the bottle, the label, and it's labeled for gray leaf spot. You want to see how much of that bottle will treat, and that'll tell you how much you need to buy and how much you need to apply on your lawn. And I would just suggest to follow the directions of the label to a T. And if it says to retreat in 28 days, I would retreat in 28 days. And so I think they say every 14 to 21 days. So every 3 weeks, you might be having to put a fungicide down on your St. Augustine lawn to control that gray leaf spot until you get through August. All right, some chemical controls, and we're going to go from excellent to fair. So excellent, the excellent is going to be Fame granular fungicide. Good effectiveness is going to be Heritage G, and this is azoxystrobin. Heritage G, Scott's Disease X, Headway G, and Qual Pro Strobe Pro G. Some more good effectiveness is going to be Pillar G Intrinsic fungicide. Another good effectiveness is going to be Bonide Infused Systematic Disease Control Lawn and Landscape. So some of these you're going to have to either like find off of Amazon, or you're going to have to go into a Ewing or a Site One or Triangle Chemical, somewhere like that, to get the fungicide. And then some of the and then some of these you're going to be able to find in a big box store. So some fair effectiveness is going to be Bayer Bio Advanced Fungus Control, Bayer Bio Advanced Fungus Control for lawns ready to spray, Fertilume Liquid Systematic Fungicide 2 Concentrate, Fertilume Liquid Systematic Fungicide 2 RTS2, Bonide Infused Systematic Disease Control, Anderson Turf Products Prophecy, and Spectricide Immunox Fungus plus Insect Control. And so the good and excellent control you're going to have to get from a landscape supply house or maybe offline. For fair effectiveness, you're probably going to find it in a big box store. Spectricide Immunox Multi-Purpose Fungicide Spray. These are all fair effectiveness also. Monterey Fungi Max Multi-Purpose Fungicide Concentrate, Fertilume F-Stop Granules, Lebanon Eagle, Lesco Eagle, and Fertilume F-Stop Lawn and Garden Fungicide. And so that's it for Gray Leaf Spot and St. Augustine Lawns. I hope this video helps you out. If we can help you out in any way, let us know. Thanks. Have a good day.